My name's Pia Maffei, and I'm the owner here of Artisan's Palate, and I'm joined with Sharissa Bradley.
Thank you, and I'm the owner of Independence Through Nutrition. I'm a nutritionist that works very closely with Pia and in the store to help all of you just get as best answers as you can possibly get and really help fine-tune your lifestyles.
We're going to tag team on the class today. I'm just going to do an intro and just talk a little bit about my story and why we're here, and then I'm going to pass it on to Sharissa. And every month we're going to do this series. So this is one class, and then next month we're going to do another one. So every Wednesday from 4 to 5, we're here to help you on your clean eating journey. Okay? So one of the reasons we started this is because before I opened the store, I thought I was a clean eater. Okay? And I would say 85 to 90% of the people that walk through that door think they're clean eating. Okay? And so there's all sorts of different definitions for clean eating. Oh, I'm vegan, so I'm a clean eater. I don't eat red meat. I'm a clean eater. Oh, I don't eat corn. I'm a clean eater. Okay? So whatever that definition is, for some reason in their mind, they're a clean eater. My definition of clean eating before I opened the store was, well, I don't go to fast food. So if I'm not paying $100, $200 for a meal on a white tablecloth with wine, that's not clean eating. Okay? So then I come to realize 4 years later, I was the fool because I was paying 4, 5, 10 times more for the same junk meat or crap vegetables or white flour dessert. They made it look prettier because they put some syrup on it or whatever it was. Okay? So after I was able to and continue to talk to my customers and understand their journey and what started with them and why they started clean eating, or just maybe it's not even clean eating, it's more about elimination, okay? But that's not clean eating either. We're going to try to give you examples and work through what clean eating is, because we're not here to tell you what to eat. We're here to educate you on the questions to ask before you eat. So you control fork to mouth. So as you control that, you should know everything about what's at the end of that fork. Okay? So that's the purpose of this series, is to go through and know the questions to ask, know how to read a label, know how to pick better produce and better meat, and continue that this is not, and Carol and I were talking about this, and I talk about it with a lot of my customers, we believe in clean eating 365. Not, oh look, 10 days clean eating, I deserve a cheat or a treat. And it's like, well, number one, you're not a dog, so you don't need a treat, okay? You don't need to treat yourself for anything. Yeah. It's just, you're going through the motions, you're making good choices, and it doesn't matter whether it's Thanksgiving, it doesn't matter whether it's Christmas, it doesn't matter if there's a birthday. You can still be clean eating. And that's what we want to get across as much as possible. So, Sharissa and I are both clean eaters, but we eat very differently. So, she started her clean eating journey, and she'll tell you her story, because she has several different autoimmune conditions. I started my clean eating journey because I hear unbelievably sad stories every single day. And I'm like, okay, I want to go to 110. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't think it's that crazy. But I want to have my hair, and I want to have my teeth, and I want to be able to talk and be part of the conversation. So that's my motivation for clean eating, not because if I have a bowl of pasta, I'm going to be sick over the toilet, okay? Or because I have some other item that's been eliminated. So I will still eat some of these items as long as I know the source of where it's coming from. So if it's just, macaroni grill, no thank you. But there's a chef that is Italian, and he only does, he imports, hi Lynn, come on in. He imports his own wheat, and then also the water,
Right.
and has a room built in that he can, just at 67 degrees. So it's like, yeah, once a year I think I'll eat that pasta.
Heck yeah.
Okay, because I know where it's coming from. So anyway, this series is meant for you to help you make better choices as you, hey guys, how are you? Nice to see you. Kat, Laura, there's some, there's a chair here, Laura, for you, and maybe Kat for you over here. Anyway, this is a store, so we're in hours of store, so I've got some customers in here.
Absolutely.
And so I'm going to pass it on to Sharissa at this point.
Okay.
And you're in good hands.
Okay.
And please join us every week.
Yes.
Thank you.
Once a month, actually. It's the second Tuesday of every month. So what Pia was talking about is, I just kind of want to reiterate a couple of things before we move forward, but clean eating is going to be a little bit different for everybody. It's all about letting the ingredient list guide you. So what's actually in your food that makes it clean or not clean. So I'm not here to tell you like you can't have pasta or you can't have beans, you can't have these things. What I want to teach you about in the next, several months is educating you on what's the best way to get that source. What's the best way to get your dairy if you want to have dairy, or the best way to get your, pasta if you want to have the pasta. We have to figure out what the best options for you are so that you can be clean eaters and have that longevity. The other thing we need to really think about and put in your head now and for the future is, why would you want to be a clean eater? So what is your reason for doing this? Do you want to live longer? Do you want to be healthier longer? Is it because you don't want to be in doctor's offices ever? Is it you want to, lose weight or be at your ideal weight or have energy? Like, what is it that's driving you to even have been in this class at all? There's got to be some reason that you think, like, I really want to eat clean because what? Right? So we've all done these things. We've done the diets, we've done, maybe you're vegan or paleo or pegan or vegetarian, whatever it is that it is for you. You've made these choices for yourself, and you probably had a reason for doing that. Maybe you're vegetarian because of the way they mistreat animals. That's a good reason to be vegetarian, and then that keeps you motivated for all of the next, months and months and months when people are cooking bacon and ribeyes on the barbecue, and you're like, no, I can't eat that meat because the reason. So it's the same thing with clean eating. You need to know what's your reason for clean eating. What is stopping you from driving through the McDonald's drive-thru when you're starving at 7 o'clock at night and you haven't eaten anything since noon? There has to be a reason. So what we want to do here, and what the goal of teaching this class is to really give you, find that reason, find your why, and it has to really mean something. It's not, I'm a clean eater because I want to lose 15 pounds. Because what happens when you lose the 15 pounds? Now, do you go back to the way that you were eating before, or are you going to stick with it? And then what's your new reason? So it can't just be a weight loss goal. We have to have some kind of reason behind all of this. I mean, otherwise, this is why the crash diets and things like, go and do, my mom used to do Weight Watchers, and she had the, like a bead bracelet, and she would have this little clip, and she was so excited, and she would move her clip every day, and then before it would get to the end, she would say like, oh, I have this many points that I can do today, and then she'd eat like chocolate cake, or a ho-ho, or like a burrito, and you're like, are you kidding me? This is not, you're just finding new ways to cheat the system. So it can't be like that. You have to have some kind of a reason, a why. Do you want to be healthy? Why do you want to live longer? Why? Maybe you have a parent that's living in your home that maybe, I hate to use the word burden, but like you're having to do all of these things and you feel yourself, I don't ever want to do that to my children. That's a reason not to drive through McDonald's. That's a reason not to eat the crappy food. That's a reason to say like, no, I'm a clean eater because I never want to put this kind of pressure on anybody else, right? That's one reason for me. I never want to do that to my children. I never want to even have them worry about it. So, what's your why? And then throughout this series, throughout the next couple of months, we're going to really dive into what is clean eating and show you, really give you a better understanding of what it means to be a clean eater, regardless of whatever your thing is. Maybe you don't eat red meat, you don't eat fish, you don't eat whatever it is, okay? So a little bit of backstory, a little bit about me. I think I've met a few of you, and you've heard me speak maybe before, but I personally got on this journey, which I always thought I'm a clean eater, I'm a healthy eater, I'm a healthy person, right? So I was eating kale and when it was still a garnish on the plate. I was eating quinoa before anybody could pronounce it. I was doing all of these things before. I did the protein shakes. I've done all the clean foods that I thought were clean. They were not. But I always thought that that's where I was. I was good. I was a clean eater. Until I got injured running. I was a runner for 12 years, competitive runner. And I got injured and the doctors couldn't tell me why. Like, I trained properly. I ran properly, I wore the right shoes, everything was custom made for my feet. I did not ever overdo it. I only gained my mileage by 10% a week. I did all the right things. So why did I get hurt? And this was my concern. I went to a sports medicine doctor, the sports medicine doctor for the Chargers, and I said, something's going on with my leg, I can't run, it's so painful, sometimes I can't even walk on it. I'm 27 years old, I've been running my whole life, what is wrong with my body? So I went in and had an MRI done and found 3 grade 3 stress fractures in my leg. Not because I had done anything out of the ordinary. Not because I had put too much pressure on my body. But because I had 4 autoimmune diseases and my body had started breaking down itself. I didn't have the calcium absorption because I didn't have any vitamin D in my body. And I wasn't absorbing any nutrients from my food because my gut lining had been so broken down that when it came to having strong bones, I didn't have any. There was nothing. It was so weak that I could have broken my leg by just walking on it. And so that opened this whole new door for me of, I thought I was a healthy person. I thought I was a clean eater. I was eating all the healthy foods. I even had some organic foods in my house, even though I really didn't understand or believe that organic was a real thing. I didn't understand it. So then I learned just little by little, and really it's a journey. You've got to start somewhere. So if today is the day you start, I'm going to give you some really great places to start from. But for me, the first thing was that one of the autoimmune diseases that I have is celiac disease. And my doctor, literally, this is how he told me. He walked in the room and he did the celiac panel. And I told my family that morning, I'm just going into the doctor today and they're going to give me my celiac panel results. But it's not even a real thing, so I don't even see why, I don't even know why I'm going to this appointment. So we walked into the office and I'm sitting in the chair waiting forever, always. And he walks in and he's like, so you have celiac disease. And I was like, what is that? That's not even a real thing. What does that mean? And he's like, you just have to stop eating gluten. Well, what is gluten? I'm thinking gluten is wheat, right? Pasta. Can't have pasta, can't have bread. Okay, so I go to Panera. I ordered a Caesar salad, and there's croutons on my Caesar salad, and I was like, oh man, the doctor said I shouldn't have gluten, but whatever. I didn't understand it. And the more we open up these doors, the more we learn what we didn't know, the better we can do for ourselves. So that's the point of this class, is to really get an understanding of things that we don't know. We don't know it all. We could never know it all. But I can give you a little bit more information to learn for yourself and kind of open up that curiosity for you. So, what is clean eating? And why are we here? Why do we even want to know about clean eating? So clean eating has to do with letting the ingredients guide you. And there are clean ingredients and there are ingredients that we should never touch. So a clean food item would be real food. Okay, anything that's real food, not from a box or a bag. Your produce, it came from the ground, it came from an animal, this is real food. Now they've done a lot of things to make that real food real bad, right? 27 pesticides on an apple, all kinds of things that they've done to the food that you make seemingly good food pretty terrible. And they've made really great ways and I say they, like just as a civilization, we all have contributed to this, we have made it very easy to get convenience foods. Okay, anytime a food is convenient, like you just grab and go, it's probably not good, right? You got to do the work for it. You got to find the right things. So we got to let our ingredient list guide us. And so we're looking for things. Pia had mentioned earlier today in the store that someone came in and she was talking to them about what does it mean to be a clean eater. And they said, I only eat foods that have less than 5 ingredients. And then I know it's good. Okay, well that's not necessarily true, right? I mean, I'm going to talk about each food item in a few minutes, but I have these plantain chips that only have 3 ingredients, and one of the ingredients is canola oil. So it's a 3-ingredient chip. Like that would make, by her standards, this is a good snack. But canola oil alone can cause so much inflammation that we can start to see these inflammatory diseases that's just from one thing, canola oil. So your 3 or 5 ingredient rule, we're throwing that out. The ingredients need to be real food ingredients. So we start with things like eat real food. Eat the foods that you see on the perimeter of a grocery store. Eat the eggs and the bacon and the chicken and the, all the vegetables that you can possibly find. Eat the rainbow, I tell people. You got to get all of those different colors. But now we can get into the fact that there's layers to that too, right? There's conventionally grown foods, organic foods, non-GMO foods, things like that. So that's what I mean by this is a journey. We need to start somewhere. Tonight's your first introduction into this idea. So let's start with eating more whole foods. Eating more foods that are real food. If you go to the grocery store and you pick up a box of Twinkies and someone tells you these Twinkies will last you through the apocalypse, do you think that's real food? No. And no real food should last on a shelf more than a couple of days. Right? People come in all the time and they ask us about our bread. And they say, does it have to stay in the freezer? No, it doesn't have to stay in the freezer, but it isn't going to last very long on the shelf because it doesn't have any crap in it to keep it together for more than a week. So yeah, you could leave it in the fridge, last you a week, or you can keep it in the freezer, use it as you wish. But real food goes bad. Okay, that's just what it's meant to do. We're meant to have a food, let it go bad, use the seeds, replant the seeds, grow more food. So those are your real food. Use that as a guideline. Can this item go bad? Can this item get moldy? Can this item ferment if it's sat on the counter? Right? If you leave your oranges on the counter long enough, they turn into alcohol. You'll get I got a buzz from my apple today. Especially if it has any kind of sugar in it, right? Can this item go bad? If it can go bad, that's a good sign. That's a good step in the right direction. Okay, if it has a real expiration date on it. Now, we also have gotten the community, this clean eating community, has grown so much so now it's become kind of a common term. Clean eating, paleo, Paleolithic, getting back to your roots, those types of things. So a lot of really great companies have popped up and started making things that are made with real food, but also can be a convenient snack. Okay, so pretty much every single thing in this store. No, everything. I don't mean to say pretty much. Every single thing in this store is a safe and also convenient option for you to have, but considered clean. Everything in this store is a clean food option. So we'll talk about today a couple of switches too. But I want to talk about why are you here? Let's focus on, since it's our first class, what's the why? Okay, I really want you to think about this and really, you maybe want to tell me later, you maybe want to think about it for yourself, maybe you want to tell other people, get that sense of accountability. Why do you want to be a clean eater? And that's a big deal. It's not something that you just willy-nilly jump into. Like Pia was saying, you can't just do something like this for 10 days and jump off. You can do elimination diets, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, and once you've done your elimination diet and really found out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, then you can jump out and be a clean eater. But we're never going back to the standard American diet. We're never going back through the drive-thrus. We're never going and getting the 2-liter Pepsi from the Carl's Jr. drive-thru, and that's all you need for the day, right? I had someone tell me, pregnant, mind you, that they just drink their Coke, okay, like that big gulp every day, and that it was no different than having a cup of coffee for the baby, right? It's so different. Everybody has a cup of coffee every day. It's no different if I have my big old Coke. She also has fibromyalgia. So what's your why? What's your reason? And you've probably done things, my guess, and I'm let me know if I'm just pulling something out of the dark here, but you've probably all done one of those types of diets, right? South Beach, Atkins, the bracelet, what is it? Weight Watchers. Yep, thank you. I wrote some down. Let's see. Jenny Craig.
Nutrisystem.
South Beach, Nutrisystem. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Nutrisystem.
The Diet Center.
Okay.
Sorry.
The Nutrisystem, those foods go bad. I mean, they didn't ever look like they. My mom's done all of them, right? So I grew up watching like the next thing.
No, they
Got the
never went
big
bad.
box. They don't go bad.
No.
They don't go bad. They're like the what are those military foods called?
Yeah.
The dehydrated foods. What they're like those initials. What is it?
Yeah, I
Meal
know.
replacement.
Yeah, the meal replacement something. Yeah, they never go bad, right? You had a little water.
Too many
That's not
chemicals.
anybody's first choice of food, but we're gonna go ahead and buy a box of it for $300 or whatever.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're gonna lose some weight if you're changing from standard American diet, eating these giant American-sized portions, to eating nothing. Yeah, you're probably gonna lose a little bit of weight, but how sustainable is that, and what is that weight loss doing to you?
I lost weight because I stopped eating it. I
Right.
just could not eat it. But that was, I bought it also. I go, well, I'm not going to the store because I spent all my money on this food.
Yes.
And I was like gagging. I said, no, I'd rather not eat it. That's fine.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, and it's true. I mean, and it's such a huge thing with the celebrity endorsements. They get up there and they say, I eat only this food, and I still get to have my cake, right? Or pizza. I can still eat those tacos. I just take my little fat-busting pill, and I'm good to go. I'm going to a birthday party, but don't worry, I'm bringing my fat busters. Right? I have news for you. You can still eat cake. The reason Pia says it doesn't matter whether it's a Thanksgiving or Christmas or a birthday party is because there are clean food options for everything. Everything. Yes, it's hard to make these kinds of changes. Not hard because it's hard to find options. Hard because you're about to find out how much you've been lied to. That's a hard reality to get. It's a hard check to think, I thought I was eating clean, but really I've been eating sugar in my spices, corn in my almonds. Like, you think you're doing the right things and you're not. And the reason this happens is because we think eating clean means reading this. Anybody ever teach you how to read the label? Okay? They think this. We think this. We think sodium, fat, sugar. Calories. Oh my God, calories. Do you know what a calorie is? Anybody ever Googled what a calorie is? What a calorie actually means by definition? A calorie is a unit of measurement. The same unit of measurement like you would say an inch or a gallon of gas. Calorie is one unit of measurement, and the energy or the source that it's going to, like gasoline is energy for the car, calorie is energy for your body. So that's all a calorie means. Calorie does not mean fat. Calorie does not mean that's what's turning into fat cells. Calorie doesn't mean anything. We have a resting metabolic index. Have you ever heard of resting metabolic index? Every single person, we're all a little bit different, has a resting metabolic index. Most people, myself included, hang out around 1,200 calories. What that means is if I did nothing, not read a book, not watched a movie, nothing, because that burns calories, okay? If I laid in bed and did nothing all day long, my body burns 1,200 calories. 1,200 units of measurement for energy your body needs in order to run itself. That includes all of the organs, your heart, your brain. Your brain takes 20% of the calorie intake in order for you to think. When you change your diet, you cut those calories and you say, I'm going on an 800 calorie a day diet, and your brain stops working. You forget your husband's name. You forget what you're, where you live. You're driving. You walk into the pantry. This funny joke. My daughter, my baby sister lives with me. She's one of my kin. She's been there for 5 years. She is often forgetful, as we always are. You walk into the room and you forget what you're there for, right? So my daughter, who's like in this new thing of writing notes for everything, she wants you to spell the letters, and she's really excited about it, or tell her the letters so she can spell the words. And so I said to her, like last week maybe, and she's like, what are you guys gonna do today? She said, I want to go to the beach with my sister, her name is, they call her Baba. I want to go to the beach with Baba. And I said, okay, great. You're doing one thing, right? So like that's your thing you're gonna do. And she was like, I want to write it down on a Post-it note of like what we're doing for the day. And I said, why do you need to write it down? You're going to the beach. We already talked to Baba. We already talked to everybody. You're going to the beach. And she was like, I need to write it down for Baba because sometimes, all the time, she walks into the pantry and then she says, why am I in the pantry? So she forgets everything. So I wanted to make her a note so that she wouldn't forget we're going to the beach in 5 minutes that she's already packing for. I'm like, okay, write her a note, going to the beach. So when we don't have enough calories, when we're not eating enough, when we're not providing our body the fuel that it needs to take care of us, we're not doing our job. So when you limit yourself, and you look at this package, this is not a good example because I would not recommend eating this product. And you look at this package and you say, okay, it's 150 calories, 2 servings per bag, so 300 if you ate the whole package, thank you, Pia. And you eat the whole bag, so you're getting 300 calories. Now, first of all, 300 calories from plantain chips and 300 calories from, say, ghee are not the same, and it's definitely different type of energy, okay? But if you counted this and you say, I'm on a 1,200 calorie diet, and remember, most of us start, that's kind of like a minimum, 1,200 calorie for your resting metabolic index. You can Google it. Resting metabolic index, there's calculators online, and you put in your age, your height, your weight, your activity levels, those types of things, and it'll tell you this is what you need minimum to survive the day. And that's not including the fact that you're all busy women out and about doing your day. That's nothing. That's if you didn't get out of bed. If you did nothing, you need 1,200 calories. If you're driving around, if you're running kids to soccer practice, if you're making dinners and grocery shopping and cleaning your house with your super awesome new cleaning products, you are burning calories. Calories are energy. That's it. That's it. What we like to switch to is thinking about putting in enough protein, enough fat, enough carbohydrates, and realizing that carbohydrates are not created equally. We can talk about that too. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a, like, since I have these up here, this is the crappy plantain chips. These ones have plantains with vegetable oil. Now, just as a quick reminder, vegetable oil, you think like, oh, I'm eating vegetables, right? Or like an oil from vegetables. No, this is corn oil and or rice bran oil and or sunflower oil. You don't even know what oil is in this package because they can't even commit to one oil. They didn't even commit to one. They didn't even tell you which one it was. And you know why they do that? Because they go for what the cheapest thing on the market is that month. Okay, I'm out of oil. I need to buy 500 gallons of oil. What's cheaper? Is it going to be rice bran? Is it going to be soy? Is it going to be, what is it? So we don't even know. Most likely some type of a blend. That's why they say and or. It could be some combination. We don't even know. What the corn oil, canola oil, sunflower, safflower oil, what that comes from is a byproduct from the things that we can't actually eat. Okay? So they put in that canola oil, that's actually, they've taken the corn, they've given what they can't use for us, what we can't like commercially sell, they give it to the animals. What they can't give to the animals, they compress and extract canola oil, sunflower, safflower. You get the waste. You get something they can't even feed to the animals. Okay? And you wonder why just cutting out canola oil from your diet, just, if you do nothing else from this class, literally nothing else but go home and throw away the vegetable oil, I'm proud of you. That's all, like, that's it. Just do that today, maybe, you know? Let's do some more, but like, if that was the only thing. Okay. 2 products not created equally, okay? This one is our plantain chips that we have here in the store. The 3 ingredients are plantains, palm oil, sustainable palm oil, and sea salt. Palm oil is a little bit controversial because palm oil, if you're getting non-sustainable palm oil, you're promoting the destruction of the rainforest. So we're just, make sure it's got that little asterisk next to it that says sustainable palm oil.
And they do a full story on the farm.
Oh, totally.
On there,
Totally.
On their website to explain,
Totally.
that this is all sustainable, it's not just talk.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is, and I'm just to kind of prove a point here, the calories on this is 1 serving per container. So we know that every single person who sits down with a bag this size is going to complete the bag, right? You guys ever heard of Brian Regan? He's my favorite comedian in the whole wide world. He does this amazing skit on Fig Newtons. Okay, you gotta watch this. Like, Brian Regan, Fig Newton, okay? The serving size for a Fig Newton is 2. Has anybody ever eaten 2 Fig Newtons? No. So he makes this joke that, like, it should be the sleeve because he opens, and I'm totally butchering it, you gotta watch it yourself, but he, like, does this whole, like, the whole sleeve of Fig Newtons, right? They're so good, you couldn't stop at 1 or 2, and it's like 500 calories, I don't know. Anyways, 1 serving size, okay? That's a big difference. This is the same size package, same amount of food per package. This one is 1 serving size. We know you're going to eat the whole thing, 250 calories. But again, calories are not created equally. If you're eating calories that are coated in canola oil, you're also just consider this a bag of inflammation. Where am I going to hurt tonight? Where am I going to need to put that Motrin or ibuprofen or whatever other NSAID you have to take because you're putting this in your body rather than having a good, healthy, clean, the word of the night, snack. Okay? Not all calories are created equally. And calorie is just a unit of measurement. Find out for yourself, because we're all in that generation of, we learned that calories are bad. We learned that you have to keep the calories to a minimum. We learned that a 1,500 calorie diet is where you want to be if you're trying to lose weight. Right? A bigger, heavy set guy is 2,000 calories. Let me tell you, if my husband tried to live on 2,000 calories, he'd be in bed. Like, you just can't do it. You need the brain support. You need the energy for your body to do what it needs to do. You can't get mad when you're laying in bed because you can't physically do anything, or the brain fog is so bad, or the memory is so bad. You cannot get mad at your body. Get mad at the doctors and the nutritionists, and people who said you should be on a 1,500 calorie diet so that you'll live better and be healthier. Get mad at those people, not your body, because your body's working really, really, really hard just to keep you upright because you're starving it. Okay? And stop counting points, like, for real. That's awful. Okay, so what this is, what clean eating is, it's a lifestyle change. It's a journey. You're going to hear me say that a lot of times. It's a journey. You have to start somewhere. Pia and I do not expect you to come in here one time, learn about what clean eating is, and tomorrow go be a clean eater. What we do want to see you do is go home, throw your canola oil in the dumpster, and send me a picture of it, because I want to see. Right? I want to, like, good for you, and you, and you. You get a dumpster full of trash, and you get a dumpster full of trash, and, you know. Anyways, even if that's the one thing, it's a journey. You got to start somewhere. So I brought a couple of examples I wanted to show you today. Just simple switches that you can do. So if today all you do is one simple thing. Maybe you're, on a tight budget, you spend $10 and you buy a new salad dressing. And you're going to go home and throw away the salad dressings. Okay? I brought as an example ranch. Who loves Hidden Valley ranch dressing? Not me. And here's why. Vegetable oil. It doesn't even want to commit, okay? Soybean and or canola oil is the first ingredient in our Hidden Valley ranch. Okay, next ingredient, water. So you're paying a lot of money for water and oil. Sugar, salt, non-fat buttermilk, egg yolk, just egg yolk, onion, garlic, phosphoric acid, xanthan gum, modified food starch, which is corn, monosodium glutamate, which is MSG, Artificial flavors, disodium phosphates, formic acid, calcium disodium, EDTA, added to preserve the freshness. This will last you the apocalypse. Do you want to outlive the apocalypse? Or live long enough to help your family and not be a burden? Okay? Let me give you another option of ranch. This ranch dressing actually tastes like ranch dressing. It tastes better than any salad dressing I've ever had, and it totally makes me feel like I'm splurging. Okay, I'm like, I'm having ranch on my salad tonight, woohoo! And it's this, okay? Here's your ingredients. Avocado oil is your first ingredient. Our brain needs fat in order to live. You gotta add fat into your diet. Here's the first ingredient, avocado oil. Water, apple cider vinegar. Have you ever Googled the positive, amazing side effects that just doing a shot of apple cider vinegar will do to you every day? Okay, awesome, here we go. Organic distilled vinegar, cream of tartar, that's just to make it thick. Sea salt, gum acacia, organic cage-free eggs, organic onion powder, organic garlic powder, organic lemon juice, nutritional yeast, which is an incredible source of B vitamins if you're not eating meat. You've got to get the B vitamins in. You don't get it any other way than red meat or nutritional yeast. Organic tapioca starch, cognac, organic parsley, organic chives, organic dill, organic black pepper, organic rosemary extract. So some good fat and some good seasonings. And that's it. This is not going to outlast the apocalypse. If you have it in your house, it won't last more than a week because it's so good. Okay? People ask me all the time, like, when does that expire? And I say to them, not before you'll finish eating it. Like, you'll love it so much. You're getting something good. You're getting something high quality. You don't have to feel bad about this. Even if you took this home tonight and put this on your Domino's pizza, instead of this, I will still be proud of you. It's a journey. We have to start somewhere. Make one switch, okay? Here's our first one. Here's our second one. Okay, the next one. Anybody like these? I do. Or used to. Okay. Where are my ingredients? Oh, here we go. The best, how do I want to say this? Chocolate is really tricky. First of all, if you have any like moral compass about food, chocolate and coffee are really big industries for ripping off the people who are doing it for you. Okay, I actually watched a video maybe a year ago of the people who farm the chocolate for us. We're all like, oh, I can't live without my chocolate. They'd never had a piece themselves. Never in their life tasted chocolate. And yet we're paying them 10 cents a day to eat this, to make this for us. Okay, so look for that sustainable, fair trade. I mean, if you're telling me like, I'm a vegetarian because I don't support the way they're treating the animals, but you're buying Hershey's and Dove, I'm not going to believe that you have much of a moral compass. These are people being tortured, okay? The biggest thing to look for in chocolate is the soy. Okay, we don't need to be adding the soy into your diet. Soy is a phytoestrogen. It's creating more estrogen in your body. Most of us, like myself included, are very estrogen dominant. We need to do things to back that off. This one, other than that, is not too terrible. So it's semi-sweet chocolate, which includes sugar, chocolate processed with alkali, cocoa butter, milk fat, soy lecithin, and natural and artificial flavors. Another thing to tell you about anytime you see a label that says natural and artificial or natural or artificial flavors, it's not one ingredient, it can be up to 50 more ingredients, and they don't have to tell you what they are, and they don't have to be natural. Okay, it could be sidewalk. Sidewalk is a natural material. I'm dead serious. It could be that type of material that is considered natural, and that would be in here. Jill, the brand name for the ranch is Primal Kitchen. I know it's kind of hard to see. It's like all, there we go, Primal Kitchen. They have a really great line of a lot of different things, including mayonnaise. Okay, bars. We'll get to the M&Ms. Okay, bars. So this, I used to buy these for my kids. These are Glutino. This is a brand of gluten-free bars. And the reason that I bought them, because I was thinking like, oh, we went from like Nature Valley and we're gluten-free. And I thought being gluten-free meant clean eater. It does not. Just cutting out the gluten and switching it for this does not mean clean, okay? Strawberry flavored filling, sugar, apple powder, strawberries, glycerin, white grape juice concentrate, water, modified tapioca starch, pectin, citric acid, malic acid, natural flavor, tricalcium phosphate, black carrot juice for color, sodium citrate, chickpea flour, potato starch, fructose, pear juice concentrate, raisin paste, inulin, canola oil, tapioca starch, white rice flour, water, sodium bicarbonate. And it also says may contain soy. This is what I thought. I was like, oh, this is a good option to give my kids. No, not a good option.
Maybe mention it, when it just says sugar, that's usually.
Oh, it's
It usually means GMO sugar.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean.
No, none of these
sugar.
things, none of this was organic, none of this is clean, none of this is clean. I mean, I'm a little bit surprised that there's no artificial colors in it. But it's crap. It's not even like a whole grain. This is potato starch and white rice flour. And I mean, it's not even, it's not even anything.
One bad carb for another,
Exactly.
which
Well,
is classic.
I think a bad carb for a worse carb.
Yeah,
Well, it says
right.
non-GMO on the front too, so you think it's good.
You think?
Does that mean all the ingredients are non-GMO in there when it says that?
That's what it says. It's like stamped. That's the best we can do. That's the best we can trust at this point. Okay, here's a good option for a kid's snack. The first ingredient is organic dates. Dates are a really great sweet source. Very low glycemic index. You're not going to get those kids who are crashing in the grocery store screaming on the floor because they didn't have enough calories. They need the calories. Okay, organic dates, organic pastured cranberries, cranberry apple juice concentrate, organic almonds, organic maca powder. That's it. That's it. What's the difference? A lot. A lot. But just something as a simple switch. Okay, we went from the crap bars to something actually clean, gonna give them some good protein, some good calories. Okay? Good calories. We need the energy. Who sits and eats a whole bag of these while they're watching movies? I did.
Bigger than me.
Right? Oh, the self-sealing bag because you're going to have the self-control to seal it. No. Okay, let's just for funsies see what the serving size is. Oh, it's a whole pack. It's the whole pack. You could eat this whole pack. Okay, nice and small. Fun size. This is the new fun size. Just kidding. Okay, milk chocolate, sugar, chocolate skim milk, cocoa butter, lactose, milk fat, soy lecithin, salt, artificial flavors, sugar, cornstarch, corn syrup, dextrin, coloring, which includes blue number 1 lake, yellow number 6, red number 40, yellow number 5, blue number 1, red 40 lake, blue 2 lake, yellow 6 lake, yellow 5 lake, blue 2. Toxic. Totally toxic. This is not getting digested in your body. This is going in your fat cells. Not because it's creating more fat, but because it's a chemical that your body doesn't know how to do anything with. It's going to put it right in your fat cells because it's chemicals and your body has to protect you from the chemicals. You want to know why you're getting fat? You can't lose the fat? It's not the sugar. It's the chemical. Sugar also makes you fat. Fat doesn't make you fat. Sugar and all this crap. Okay? That's all I've got in my magic bag, but I do want to show you a couple of good options for fat. So switch out things like the canola oil, add in the avocado oil. Switch out the switch out the canola oil for ghee, real fat. This is lactose free because it's been boiled out. Hi, love. It's taken out the lactose, so you've got a good high burning fat. You need the fat for your brain. These are clean options. Okay? I'm standing up here telling you can be a clean eater and eat every night an entire bar of chocolate. I don't care. Eat it. It's clean. You can eat the whole bag of chips. I don't care. It's clean. You're still going to live longer. You're still going to feel better. You're not going to take the ibuprofen tonight because you're in so much pain in your joints and in your hips. When you wake up in the morning and it takes you 5 minutes to get out of bed because everything is stiff, that's not normal. That's not supposed to happen. That's happening because of things like this. Okay, things like the soy and the corn and the GMO BS that we're putting in our body every night before we go to bed. You cannot get mad at your body. You can't. You can't say things to your friends like, my body's not working today. My body's turning off on me. My body's turning against me. It's not. It's working so hard and you are starving it from the necessary things that it needs. That's how we get started on our clean journey. Okay, so today, I want to leave you with a couple of things. Before you go to bed tonight, I want you to figure out your why. Okay, before you go to bed, I want you to really, really think about it. Write it down. Take my phone number. Call me tomorrow. I don't care. Find me on my page. Email me something. I want you to tell me what your why is, and I don't want you to wait a month. We're going to have this class next month, second Wednesday, July 13th? Next week, next month, same time, same place. But I want you to have already figured these things out. Don't wait a month. Maybe take a couple of days. Why do you want to be a clean eater, and what does clean eating mean to you? 12th, July 12th. Same thing. This is going to grow. This isn't the same class every week. This is going to continue to grow. We're going to get more. We're going to get better. I also want you to today make one choice that's better than something that you have in your house. If you are using strictly McCormick spices or any spice blends, I want you to pick up a new spice today. Okay, keep it under your budget, you know, $10 if you want to spend $10, $5, I don't care, I can find you anything that'll fit within your budget. I want you to switch one thing. Even if it's just, I'm going to throw a rhubarb in my purse, these are what, $2?
$1.69.
$1.69. And you're going to have one good thing. Just switch one good thing today. Maybe it's the chips. Maybe it's the salad dressing. Maybe it's the oil you use. Maybe you're going to go home and throw away all the canola oil and you're not going to have anything to cook dinner with. Pick up a new oil today. Maybe it's a new marinade or a new barbecue sauce. We have an awesome peach barbecue sauce. Again, everything under $10. One thing that you're going to change and you're going to start your journey today. Maybe it takes you 10 years to get to where I'm at, or maybe it takes you 10 years to get to where Pia's at. It might take me 10 years to get to where Pia's at. Start now. This isn't a big, huge overhaul. This isn't a change your life in one day. This is a start making good changes for your body and start appreciating the fact that your body is working overtime to compensate for the crap. It's not shutting down on you. You shut down on it. Give it the right things and let it show you how good it can be. Our dumbest organ in our body is smarter than any doctor on this planet. Your body knows how to do everything. You just got to get out of its way. And we get out of the way by putting good things in and appreciating all the hard work that it's doing for us. Sound good? One change and figure out your why. And I can't wait to see you guys next month and find out how many other things you've done for yourselves. Cool?
Cool.
Bye!